Good morning, teacher. My name is Brian Milton Fabian Sanchez, Academic Product Number 3. Topic: the plagiarism in the academic community. Today we are going to present a case of academic plagiarism in law school. This topic is important because it helps us reflect on academic integrity and professional ethics in the training of future lawyers. Plagiarism is one of the most serious offenses in the university field because I not only affect the credibility of the students, but also the reputations of the university and the trust in the law career. That is why I am going to analyze this case and anecdote. Case. The case is about the classmate from the third semester who had the precedent and say one constitutional law. Since he did not have time, he decided to copy a large part of an article from a legal journal. He changed some words, but he did not say he recognized the author. This was the beginning of the problem.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Paul Figueroa. Discovery of plagiarism. In this case, the professor noticed an inconsistency in the writing style. The summary text had a level of writing that did not match the student's usual performance. To confirm his suspicions, he used anti-plagiarism software, and the results showed that 60% of the work matched an already published article. This demonstrated that it was not a minor oversight, but direct plagiarism. Therefore, the case was reported to the Faculty Ethics Committee, which is the body responsible for evaluating this type of conduct. Violate regulation. From a legal perspective, several regulations were violated. University Law Number 30220, Article 8, Subsection G, requires a student to maintain academic integrity. This means that every assignment must be original and reflect personal effort. Layer listed Decree Number A22, Article 41 establishes that copying text without authorization constitutes a violation of copyright. In this case, material from a third party was used without respecting intellectual property. Finally, the internal university regulation, which classifies plagiarism as a serious offense and impose severe penalties to protect the academic reputation of the institution. In other words, this was not only an academic offense, but also a legal violation. Impose sanctions. After review, the ethics committee decided to impose 3 sanctions. 1. Annul the assignment so that it has no academic validity. 2. Suspend the student for 1 academic semester, which implies losing time and delaying her professional progress. 3. Record offense in her academic file, leaving a formal precedent of the violation. This sanction had a dual purpose. On the one hand, to punish the misconduct, and on the other, to prevent other students from making the same mistake. Thank you.
Reflection. Plagiarism is not just a small mistake, it is a serious ethical and legal violation in the study and practice of law. Honesty is a fundamental value because lawyers are expected to defend justice, truth, and the rights of people. If a lawyer cannot be honest, society loses confidence in the legal system, and justice becomes weak. For this reason, integrity must begin in the classroom. When students plagiarize, they avoid the opportunity to think critically, to analyze, and to grow as professionals. This not only damages their own education but also puts at right the trust they will need to build in their careers. Education but also puts at risk to they will need to build in their careers. This case remains use the academic integrity is more than following rules. It is about forming a professional identity based on respect, responsibility, and credibility. A solid education is not only about learning laws, but also about practice values that prepare us to act without transparencies in real life. Conclusion. In conclusion, plagiarism creates negative consequences in many areas academic, legal, ethical, and even professional. Academically, plagiarism stops real learning because students fail to develop their own voice, arguments, and analytical skills. Legally, its violations in intellectual property rights, which can result in sanctions, penalties, and even lawsuits. Ethically, it presents dishonest and disrespect for the work of others, showing a law responsibility that society cannot accept from future lawyers. Professionality, plagiarism destroys credibility, and credibility is most important as for a lawyer. Without it, no client, judge, or institution will trust us. That is why, as future lawyers, we must see academic honesty not only as a rule, but as permanent value that will guide us every stage of our life. Respect for research, originality, and truth will allow us to build a career based on justice and integrity, which are the true foundation of the legal profession. Closing. To close this presentation, we want to emphasize that plagiarism is not only an academic or legal fault, but also a reflection of the values that guide us as future professionals. As law students, we are preparing to defend justice, protect rights, and present the truth. For that reason, it is essential that we begin by practicing integrity in your academic life. Every time we choose honesty instead of plagiarism, we are not only respecting the work of others, but also strengthening our own credibility and building the trust that society will place in us one day. Academic honesty is more than a rule, it is a habit that shapes our character and prepares you to face the challenges of the legal profession. Let us remember that reputation of a lawyer depends on honesty, and without it, no knowledge will be known. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you very much for your attention and for giving value to this important reflection.